Okay. Hey, let's get rolling with this one. We're going to start on all fours for cat-cow. So shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. And as you inhale, take the gaze up, drop the stomach down, roll that tailbone up and out. As you exhale, hunch forward like that angry cat, pulling the stomach in. Inhale. We're reversing that pelvis, lifting the tailbone out, pushing the stomach down, looking up. And as you exhale, roll the pelvis in. If you've got this, keep moving on your own. Exaggerate the movements, please. Work yourself a little deeper into it each time as you take your gaze towards your waistline on the exhale. Be mindful of the neck as you take your gaze up with the inhale. Keep going for a few more, please. Remember, as you move, you are breathing. So work the breath along. Work the breath along with everything else we've got here. A few more to wake up that spinal column. Great if you've been sitting at a desk all day. Great if you've been sitting in a chair all day or lying down, sleeping all day. This is good to wake up the spinal column. A couple of more, please. Last cycle on your inhale, we'll meet in neutral. From neutral, your Ujjayi Pranayama breath, we're trying to keep the mouth closed at this point. Inhale and exhale through the nose. And we're bringing in a little more oxygen than what we normally do. You might even hear a soft snoring sound in the throat as you drag that air along the back of the throat. Try to maintain that breath for this whole session. All right, from cat-cow, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. We're gonna lie down on the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. So essentially, if you bring your shoulders forward, the top of the shoulders will reach the top of the fingers. Big toes together, feet are flat on the mat. Baby cobra, lift chin and chest. So we're lifting chin and chest off the mat. No pressure on the hands here, please. So I call it a baby cobra, baby Bhujangasana, however you like to call it here. Your hips may be cinched at this point, not a problem there, but the focus is the low back. Give me one breath in. Exhale, release to the mat. We're here for one breath. Inhale, lift up for number two. This time, we're coming up just a couple of centimeters higher. We're adding pressure on the hands now. Keep those elbows tucked into the sides. Feet are still flat on the mat, and keep your head neutral. Here for 3 breaths, folks. Biceps are engaged. Inhale. Last breath in. Exhale, bring it down slowly. We're here for 3 breaths to relax and release on the mat. And stay where they're at, but everything else is relaxing a bit. Okay. Let's do this. Last one for cobra pose. Lift up. We're pressing the mat down, lifting our chin and chest away. Elbows are tucked in, working a little harder now as we come up just a little higher. Let's go with a breath, please. 2 more breaths right here. On that second exhale, bring it down slowly. Chin comes all the way to the mat. No face planting, please. Groovy. Child's pose. Push up to all fours, hips to heels. Your call here, arms extended, folded, or to your sides as the hips come to the heels. Don't sweat it if your hips don't touch the heels. You'll be fine. Keep that head relaxed. Chin is, well, the forehead's on the mat or maybe resting on your arms. Do what you can to forget about, do away with that last posture. Okay, one more breath here, folks. And on the exhale, bring it up to all fours, and let's bring it down to Sphinx pose. So we lie down, but this time our forearms are extended onto the mat. So you're bending at the elbow here, so there's some pressure on the forearms and the elbows. Chin and chest are off the mat. Okay, we're here. We're on the clock right here and now. We're going to extend this posture in about 30 seconds. But it's not much for some of us. We've been doing this one for a while. It's not a passive going into that low back. You're going to feel it. Good time for a caveat as well. No matter what posture we're doing today, if you're having any issues with it, I need you to modify. If you're not sure how to modify posture, just talk to me, Campbell. I'll walk you through it. If you don't want to talk to me, or you're actually listening to a recorded session, just decrease the amount of pressure you're doing right now. Okay, let's extend this out. This is optional, folks. Take your left hand and left arm and extend it out. Keep your torso where it's at. Extend your right hand, right arm out, so the torso never comes down any lower. That's it. Arms are engaged. You feel this in your shoulders now, and probably a little more in that low back, and probably the mid-range of the back as well. You're doing good. Optionally, come back to Sphinx pose. You can bring your elbows back down to the mat. If you can hang here for just a few more breaths, it'll be awesome. Hold on. Keep breathing. Give me 2 more breaths right here. And on that last breath, slide one arm back in to Sphinx and the other. Groovy. We're here for 3 breaths. Back in our original posture for Sphinx. 3 breaths, a little easier now. And from here, let's push back to child's pose. You can slide one hand under, the knee under, push back to child's pose. Big toes together. Feel free to take the knees apart if you like. And you can even swing your arms to the sides of your body, taking all the pressure off of the shoulders. We are here for 3 breaths. Just relax right here. Let it go. 2 more breath cycles, please. Last breath in. And on the exhale, bring it up to all 4s. Come underneath your toes. A little core work here and upper back work. So we're on our toes. Lift the knees off the mat about, 3 inches. That's it. Keep the head neutral. You don't need to look forward. Keep it neutral, looking at the spot in between your hands. You can even glance at your knees if you like. Core, your stomach is in, protecting that lower back. Lift that tailbone up just a little bit, just a hair. That's it. Great. Lots of work here on the shoulders, on the wrists. If you're having issues with your wrists, come down to your forearms. You can do this posture on your forearms. Okay, let's progress into downward facing dog. Push the hips to the wall behind you, lengthening the arms, and lift the hips, heels come down. All right, let's go through the numbers. The hands are about shoulders width apart. Take your hands wider apart if you need to, if your shoulders are tight. Heads relaxed in between the arms. Feet, if they are apart, no wider than your hips. And I want you to bring those heels as close to the mat or to the floor as you can. All right, heads relaxed, core is tucked in, stomach is in. Let's walk it out, please. Lift one heel, lower the other. Alternately, you can pivot on the balls of the feet, shifting the whole of the body left and right a few times. And now come onto your toes, please, and lift those heels up. Yeah, I like doing this for our downward facing dog. You know this. Heels come down. Great. From here, give me 3 breaths right here. This is a very strong, very powerful pose. Ground those hands in. The fingers are spread, but keep that pinky finger in. 1 more breath. And on your exhale, let's come down to child's pose. Knees come down first. Then you can shift your hips to your heels. Fold your arms, keep your arms extended. I'll leave that up to you. Here for 3 breaths. Try to make each breath, each exhale, a bit of a relaxing one as you let go of that last posture. 1 more breath cycle in. And on your exhale, all 4s. Number 2 for downward facing dog. Come underneath the toes, lift the hips up, heels come down. Okay, a little balance work here as we cross the arm under. So let's start with that left hand, left arm. We're gonna cross it underneath the body, and we're gonna try to grab behind the outside of the right leg, right behind the knee. Maybe you grab behind the right thigh, maybe you grab behind the calf. Actually, extending that left hand to grab behind the right calf Oh, you'll feel the extension. You'll feel the stretch. Hold here for a breath. If you've got to let go a little sooner, that's fine. And recover. Left hand back. Let's try the other side. Right hand comes underneath. I'm grabbing behind the outside of my left calf at this point. And I'm actually looking at the ceiling from underneath the left armpit. There we go. Left armpit ain't pretty. I forgot to shave. Whole nother story. All right. Hands come back to the mat, back to downward dog. One more breath in. On the exhale, knees come down, back into child's pose. Arms can sweep back to the sides. That'll take all the pressure off. We're here for 3 breaths. A lot of work in the shoulders, but we're also getting into that upper back as well. One more breath in. And on the exhale, bring it up to all fours. We're going to go downward dog into Tadasana. So come underneath your toes, lift up into downward facing dog. Good. Give me one breath here. And on your exhale, float or step your feet to your hands. Come up halfway. So when I say come up halfway, give me a flat back. Imagine you have a tea tray on your back. Legs are nice and long. Hey, if you need to put a small bend in them due to any really tight hamstring issues or lower back, please do it. You can brace your hands on the legs. Give me an inhale. Exhale, hands slide down, reaching for the mat, top of the feet or the shins. Keep the head relaxed. Great. One more time. Come up halfway. We do that on an inhale. Shoulders are away from the ears. Stomach is in. Chest moves forward towards the mat. Legs are long. Inhale again. Exhale, slide the hands down towards the mat and let your arms hang, let your head hang. Bend the knees a little bit and roll up slowly. Roll up one vertebra at a time. All the way up standing, groovy. Hands to hips. Small back bend, pelvis forward. Lift the heart towards the ceiling. Oh, that's got it. Nice work here, folks. And bring it up to neutral. Arms down to the sides, Tadasana. Mountain pose, also known as Tadasana. Here we go. Breath and movement. Let's inhale, bring those arms up. Inhale the whole way. Exhale, just the arms to the sides. If your shoulders are giving you fits right now, you can inhale the arms up the center line. Inhale. Exhale. Let's add a forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bring it down. Keep the knees soft. Reaching for the mat. Top of the feet or shins. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. You can reverse your swan dive. Lift up or reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring it down. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach up, extend. Exhale, just your arms to the sides. Great. All right, let's try this one out. No surprises here. We're going to try warrior 1, warrior 2, triangle, and then revolved angle. So from Tadasana, mountain pose, take your right leg back to warrior 1. Give yourselves an extra second here to get into your best posture, chest and pelvis favoring the front. Outer edge of the right foot pressing into the mat. Arms are up. Good. Keep those fingers energized as they reach up towards the ceiling. Keep your head neutral. You can look up to the ceiling, but you know what? We're good just keeping the head neutral for today. We will survive. Energize. Remember, jazz hands. Everything's working here. Good. This is warrior 1. Let's inhale. Exhale to warrior 2. We twist a little to the right. Arms open up. Now chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Groovy. This is warrior number 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. We're looking over that left hand towards the front of the mat. Okay, triangle, Utthita Trikonasana. Lengthen the front leg. Lean forward and rotate the arms. Now that left hand may be reaching the floor or a block or just resting on that left shin. Try not to put too much weight there. Keep the core engaged. Arm is reaching up And yeah, I am looking up at the right hand towards the ceiling. If you're losing your balance, keep your head neutral or look at the mat. Reach, engage, give me a nice deep inhale. Great, one more inhale. Exhale, look at the mat, lift the torso. Groovy. Hey, keep that left leg long there, okay? Keep it long. Left hand, left hip. We're gonna swing the right arm to the front. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward and bring the right hand down to the mat. You can also bring the right hand down to a block if you're having a struggle to reach the mat. Hey, that left hand is on your left hip. I want you to twist the torso to the left. That's it, a revolved triangle. Go ahead, this is optional. That left arm can come up towards the ceiling. That right hand, the one that's on the ground, might be on the outside of that left foot. I'll leave it to you there. Depends on how comfortable we are and how loose we are with our midsection here of our twist. All right, hang in there, folks. Give me 2 more breaths right here. 1 more breath in. On the exhale, look down at the left foot, release the left arm, step the right foot up, and roll up slowly. Groovy. All right, we got this. Let's do the other side. Take the left foot back to warrior number 1. Give yourselves an extra second here to get into your best posture. With warrior 1, there's a slight bend in that front leg. We're going towards 90 degrees, but you may not be quite at 90, that's fine. Do what you can, have some fun with it today. Other than that, the fingers are energized, the heart lifts towards the ceiling. We have Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Great, here we go. Inhale, exhale to warrior 2 as we twist a little to the left, chest and pelvis favor the left. Arms are parallel to the mat here, fingers are working their ways front and back, and I'm looking over the right hand. Great. Hey, everything from the waist down stays the same. Still have a slight bend in that right leg, actually maybe a slightly deeper bend. And the guys that are out there, maybe get those feet open a little wider, lower your center of gravity. Yeah, we work that pelvic girdle, we got this. Here we go, Utthita Trikonasana, triangle. Straighten out the front leg, lean forward, and rotate the arms. In this case, your right hand may come down to the mat, on the outside or inside of that right leg. Play it by ear here. If your hand comes all the way to the mat, do not put all the pressure there. Use your core. Any shoulder issues, especially in that left shoulder, that hand can come to the hip. You'll be fine. Looks good, folks. Hey, give me 2 more breaths right here. 2 more deep breaths. 1 more in. On your exhale, take your gaze down at the right foot, lift the torso. Woo, nice. Give me 1 breath in. On the exhale, right hand or right hip, left arm comes to the front. Good. Hey, that right leg, still long, still elongated. Inhale, exhale, lean forward, and bring that left hand down to the mat. Now, if you can't bring it all the way down to the mat, you can bring it to a block. If you do not have a block, that hand can rest on the left leg. You'll work, you'll survive, it'll be fine. Okay, let's twist the torso to the right. Twist to the right. That right hand stays on your hip or it extends up. My shoulder's a bit tight here. I'm gonna keep it on the hip for right now. Take the torso, continue to twist. Taking your gaze over to the right side of the mat, or maybe slightly higher. Give me 1 more breath in. On the exhale, recover. Right hand comes down to the right foot. And let's step the left foot up and roll up slowly. My knees are still bent. Nice funky roll up. Woo, hands on hips. Small back bend, please. Pelvis forward. Lift the heart. Oh, nice work. Bring it up to neutral. Groovy. Tadasana, mountain pose. Chair pose. Chair pose, Utkatasana, or also known as awkward pose. We'll start and make this one easy. Hey, those hands can rest on the legs, bend the knees. We're sitting down a bit. Your torso is coming forward, but not by much. I want you to really try to keep the torso as tall as you can. We're sitting down a bit more. Take a look, make sure you can see some of your toes. If you can't see your toes, your knees may be a bit further ahead than what we want. I want those knees back a bit so you can see the toes, torso comes up. Nice, get those arms engaged. That's it. I know, we're really trying for a tall torso while we're sitting down. I know. Working the biggest muscles of the body, but I want you to think about that lower back right now. We're working some compression issues there. That's it. 2 more breaths. Arms engaged, we're reaching up. Remember your alternates for your arms if this is too much. 1 more breath in. On your exhale, forward fold, reaching for the mat, lengthen the legs. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reverse your swan dive, lift up, reach up, keep your hands, shoulders width apart, and sit down into chair pose. Start to see. That's it. All right, purposely bring that torso up a little more, a little higher, bending the knees a bit more. Another note, don't scrunch your toes. The weight should be in the heels with this one. That's it. 2 more breaths, folks, 2 more. 1 more. Exhale, forward fold. Woo, nice. Come up halfway with the breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reverse your swan dive. Lift up, reach up. Arms, shoulders width apart. Hands to hips. Sit down. There we go. So my torso comes forward. It just feels good to bring the torso forward. But now, lift that torso up a bit. You're going to feel it in that low back. That's it. No break for this one either, folks. Get those arms and engage them. Lift them up. That's it. Reach. So the knees are bending. Hips are coming down into our invisible chair. Weights in the heels. Arms are up. You feel the tension in that low back. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. And on the exhale, forward fold, reaching for the mat. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reverse your swan dive. Lift up, reach up. Exhale your arms to the sides. Okay. So far, so good. Shake it off, please, a bit. Next up is half moon pose. Half moon pose. I'm going to go ahead and turn a bit on the mat so you can see me from this angle. We're going to start off balancing on the right leg. So your right foot, want your right foot to face the front of the mat or back of the mat, wherever you may be. I like using a block for this one. So balancing on that right leg, lean forward. I'm taking my left hand to left hip, hand to the mat or to a block, lift the left leg up. Now we're going to try to roll the hips open and stack the hips. Okay, stacking those hips. Ooh, and work on your balance. Left hand can extend up towards the ceiling. Now that right leg, I don't want to use the term locked out, but it's long as you can make it here. If you're having a troublesome time with that left shoulder, left hand can stay on the left hip. Just roll the left shoulder open to open up the chest. We're stacking the hips. Lift that left leg up. If you're hanging out here and you're bored, bend that left leg, left hand, left foot, open up. That's only if you're bored and you've got your balance. All right, looks good, folks. Re-engage for the full posture and recover. Ooh, nice. Let's do the other side. I'll face the front of my mat now for this side, so I'm facing you. We're balancing on that left leg now. So I'm bending that left leg a little bit, leaning forward, lift the right leg up. Right hand's on the right hip. Hey, this is a hip opener if you haven't already figured that out. The left foot is at 12 o'clock. The right toes, the right foot at this point, are turning 90 degrees. So you're stacking the hips and you're opening up and working deep into the hamstrings. Right arm can come up. If you're having trouble with your balance, just look down at the mat. You'll be fine. If you've got your balance, go ahead and look up at the ceiling. You can also bend that right leg as we did earlier and reach for the foot. Either way, you're doing fine. If you come out of this posture early, that's fine. Do what you can. Have some fun with it. All right, 2 more breaths. Oh, we got this. And recover. Whew. Wow. So there is another posture from that one. So that was the full posture. There's one by one of our awesome people, awesome ladies of yoga called the half baby moon yoga or half moon baby. I haven't quite figured out what the name's going to be. That one is really just getting your balance with your hands on the mat and start to bring that leg up. You may not be able to bring it up all the way so that it's parallel with the mat, but wherever you can. So, as you work with it, and you can even put a foot on a piece of furniture or put that foot on a wall. We're going to call that a nice Jamieism after one of our awesome yoginis. Okay, from there, pigeon pose. Let's come on down to the mat. All fours would be nice. For those of you that are practice, feel free to come into pigeon pose, left leg forward from downward facing dog. Everybody else, left knee to the left wrist. Bring that left foot out a little bit, that left leg out. We're trying to get that left shin parallel to the front of the mat. Not today, we'll work on it. Extend the right leg back behind you, please. And bring the torso down slowly. You can rest your head on your arms. Okay, if you're good to go in this posture, hang out right here, stay here. If you are having really not too pretty discomforting issues with that left knee, try the variation of this one. We're still going to work that left leg, left hip, but come onto your back, cross the left foot over the right knee. First variation is right here. You can take that left hand on the inside of the left knee, pushing it out just a little bit so you can feel it. Option 2, grab behind the right leg, re-thread that needle and bring that right foot off the mat. Bringing that right knee a little closer to us. Yes, you're going to feel it in the left hip. That's the idea behind it. For some of us, this is a better alternative because we don't have the pressure on the left leg, the left knee. So feel free to stay right here and work a little deeper into it if you need to today. All right, a few breaths here, folks. Just a couple more. This is one of those postures we don't tend to do, I do not like to do until we've had a chance to warm up the hips a little bit. Okay, from here, if your torso is low, go ahead and bring your torso up. And you can hang out right here, optional, the king pigeon. Just bend that right leg, left hand comes back, reaching for the right foot, ankle, or shin. And of course, one of the fun things about this one is to try to keep the torso up, working your balance so you can lift your right hand, yes, your right hand, lift it up and over your head to grab your right foot. I'd try it, but I'd probably do a face plant. So we're good right here. All right. Hey, if you're on your back right now with the variation, go ahead and change legs. Everyone else, release, recover into all fours, and stretch out that left leg. Whew. Nice. So if you're on your back doing the variation, go ahead and cross the right foot over the left knee. Everyone else, from downward dog, come in with your right leg forward. Or if you're on all fours like me, bring that right knee to the right wrist. Extend the left leg out and bring the torso down slowly. You may not be able to bring the torso down all the way. And if you're having pretty significant issues with the knee on this side, feel free to do the variation. Maybe not come down as far. Lots of variations with this. Some people actually come onto a block. They put their arms in a block so they don't bring the torso down as much. And as you figured out, bringing the torso down will tighten this pose just a bit. All right, keep breathing here. If you're on your back, you're pushing that right knee out just a little bit with that inner palm of the right hand, or you're lifting the left leg off the mat, bringing that left knee closer to you. A few more breaths here, folks. We're looking pretty good. All right, here we go. For those of you that are doing the standard pigeon, bring the torso up, please. And you can bend that left leg. If you want to give a shot for king pigeon, reach back with the right hand to grab the right foot, ankle, or shin. I mean, it's a very pretty posture. Sometimes it looks a lot better on other people than yourself. But you know what? We're fine. Do what you can. Have some fun. All right, one more breath. And release the leg. Oh. And let's come out of this posture. Shake out this leg. Ooh. Hey, if you're on your back right now, join us on all fours. We're going to make our way to our stomachs. We have Salambasana. Next, locust pose. All right, let's go on down. Let's lie down on our stomachs, hands out to your sides, palms down for Salambasana. Lift chin and chest. Lift the arms. Lift the legs off the mat. So at this point, when I say lift the legs, try to get at least your knees off of the mat. Try to get your knees off. Glutes are tight. Buns of steel here, folks. We're lifting up. Keep your head neutral, looking at the mat in front of you. Shoulder blades coming together behind you here. If you want, optional, you can clasp your hands behind your bum. Make sure the hands are lifted off of the hips. All right, 2 more breaths here. One more in. And recover. Woo, nice. Child's pose. Press down up to all fours and hips to heels. Thank you, Rain. Hips come to the heels. And let's relax right here for a few breaths. All right, great work. Here we go. Let's come to a seated posture. We're going to do a twist, fish pose, Matsyendrasana. All right, with the legs extended out in front of you, this is more or less Dandasana, staff pose initially. We're seated nice and tall, legs extended, heels pushing out. We've got the feet flexed. All right, from here, I want you to go ahead and bend the left leg. We're going to take that left foot, cross it over. Now, some of you want to go into a deeper part of this posture. You can bend the right leg and then bring that left foot over the right knee. Now, if you've got really tight hips, you might try sitting on a block with this one. If you have tight hips, if it's too hard, if you find yourself tilting over to the side, this may help a bit sitting on a block. All right, we're going to twist. We can twist in either direction, but we're going to twist to the left with this one. So I'm going to hook that leg with my right hand and look over my left shoulder. If it's too much to have the right leg bent, go ahead and extend the right leg out, please. 2 more breaths right here. Last breath in. And on the exhale, recover. Whew, let's switch sides. All right, so I'm coming off the block for just a second. I'll show you this one from this side. On this time, we're gonna bend the left leg so that's on the floor. The right leg comes on top. I'm not as tight on this side, but still sitting on a block would make things a little better for me. So I'll put a block underneath. Good. So with the left leg on the bottom, on the mat, right leg's bent on top of the right knee, I'm gonna hook that right knee and twist to the right. There are many variations of this, folks. Find what's going to work for you. Ideally, we've got that right leg adding some pressure to the lower abdominal organs as we look over the right shoulder. Twist and breathe. 1 more breath. On the exhale, recover back to the front. Extend the legs out. Great. We're coming off the block. Bridge pose is next. Satamandasana. We're going to lie down on the mat, legs bent, heels close to the hips, hands down next to the feet. We'll do the full expression of this posture. So from here, press your feet down, press your hands down, and press your pelvis up towards the ceiling. That's it. Might even roll underneath the shoulder blades just a little bit here, getting a little higher. Your knees and feet are about the same distance apart. Press up. You can reach and grab your ankles, your heels, or clasp your hands underneath your bum and extend your arms out. A little bit of a multitasking there, working on the shoulders. But this posture overall, it targets your lower back. So press up, hold here and breathe. One more breath. Exhale, recover. Come on down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Good show. Okay. We're hanging here. We've got 3 breaths right here. Try to relax completely. Legs are still bent though, but we feel the length of the spinal column on the mat. One more breath. And recover. Let's press up again, please. I'm clasping my hands early on, pressing up a little higher now. Chin gets closer to the chest. Press and breathe. Quadriceps are engaged. Feel free, optional here, to lift your toes off the mat or lift your heels off the mat. I'm not picky. Do what you like here for an option. No matter what, keep the pelvis pressing up towards the ceiling. Chin gets closer to the chest. Hang in there and breathe. 2 more breaths. And recover slowly and surely. Nice. Go ahead and windshield wipe the knees left and right a couple of times, please. Windshield wipe the knees. Just bring them left and right. Helps loosen up any kinks you may have developed just doing that last posture. Great. And from here, let's extend the legs out onto the mat and do Matsyasana or fish pose. So you're lying flat on your back. Come onto your forearms, please. So you lift your torso up, come onto your forearms, and yeah, this time you can sort of relax the neck and bring the head back. Now, if it's too much on the neck or you're a bit nervous about it, bring your head back to neutral, hold it there, and lift the heart towards the ceiling. Yeah, you feel your shoulders pulling away from the ears as your chest lifts towards the ceiling. This is Matsyasana. Normally it's used as a bit of a recovery pose for the neck muscles, but we're using it for the back here. So we're actively lifting the heart towards the ceiling, keeping the head neutral or relaxed. One more breath. And recover slowly. Bring it all the way down. Appanasana. Wind removing pose. Go ahead and bring your knees to your chest. Arms on top or behind the knees. Squeeze in. And you can rock a little bit left and right. So far, so good. Okay, go ahead and keep the legs bent. Bring the feet to the mat. Drop your knees to the left side. And we're working to keep the right shoulder on the mat. This is Jatara Pradiviti. So it's a supine twist. And if you need more umph in your twist, the top leg, the right leg, you can inch that right foot on top of the left leg a little higher, or kick the right leg up and out. Yeah, my foot happens to be on the wall at this point. If that's too much, don't worry about it. Just keep the knees together. The right knee may not come all the way down and touch the left knee, and you can look over the right shoulder. Arms are relaxed by your sides. Nothing happening here, just relaxing to a degree as we twist the spinal column in 2 different directions. Okay, so far so good. Bring your head up to neutral. Bring one knee and then the other up, and let's cross to the other side. And you're looking over the left shoulder, keeping the left shoulder on the mat. And remember, let's go ahead and, if you want to go deeper, you can increase the tension on that lower back with that left leg. So keep the leg bent, just bring the knee higher, or kick the leg out. Which isn't working for me. I'll keep the leg bent, but just bring the foot higher on the leg. Jatara Pradiviti is our supine twist. Hey, this is a great one for when you wake up in the morning, and really a good one for when you go to sleep at night as well. All right, so far so good. Bring your head back up to neutral. Bring the knees up and extend your legs onto the mat. We have 8 breath cycles here. 8 relaxed breath cycles. Disengage your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Eyes are soft or relaxed. Relax, close. I'll leave it up to you. But 8 breaths. You can actually do the first few with exhalations through an open mouth. Try to feel all the points of the body connecting to the mat as you relax and disengage completely. 4 more breaths. Two more relaxful breaths. And on that last inhale, on the exhale, bend the legs, feet are flat, and let's roll the legs to the right. And let's come up to a comfortable seated posture. Any seated posture is fine. Your eyes are soft or closed. We'll leave that up to you. Give yourselves a minute to get into your best posture here. And if you remain in Savasana, that's fine. 3 more relaxed breath cycles here. And now with a deeper inhalation, bring those arms up and overhead. Palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down past your third eye to your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain kind, remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you, folks. Thank you for a great session this afternoon. Thank you and namaste.